Okay, today we've got a package. What's in it, I already know, but Japanese copy of Tetris for the Game Boy. Let's see if it works and get it cleaned up. Screen's pretty dark on this Game Boy, so I don't know if you can see it there. But it is starting up. Yep, it works nicely. So what we'll do is we'll just get this cleaned up. And that will be that. Since everything worked nicely, we're just going to do an alcohol cleaning on it. So with Game Boy games, once you undo the screw, you got to slide the front cover down, and then they lift away. Cartridge is pretty simple on the inside. There's nothing on the back. You just got your standard pins. Take a closer look here with the magnifier. Make sure all the traces are good. But this looks like it's in great shape. Yeah, no problems. So this will be a quick little cleanup. Pins are a bit dirty. That's the board. And we will use some Windex and a Q-tip here. Just to clean into the little nooks and crannies. We got a little bit of discoloration around the top of that cartridge here. Looks like it was stored with the top facing the sun. What we'll do is we will try and RetroBrite just the top of the cartridge a bit. First we'll get it cleaned up. It's after sunset here, so the actual RetroBriting process we'll have to wait till tomorrow. But since it's only the upper edge, it'll be fairly simple to do. Dry it with the paper towel. Tonight I'm just going to put it back together. Tomorrow we'll get top edges here cleaned out, while being careful not to damage the label. Screw back in now. We have that. So let's see if we can just RetroBrite top edges without affecting the sticker here. I'm also going to put in a button from a Sega Genesis controller that's kind of gone a little yellow on the top edge here. I'm going to apply a thin film of cream peroxide developer, 40 volume, with a Q-tip to the areas we want to brighten up. You want to try and get an even coat of this on, because if it gets too uneven, you can get noticeable blemishes. On the cartridge itself. If you're doing small things like this, I've found that it doesn't matter too much. You want to go a little bit over the area that you want to brighten. Just kind of helps it blend. This edge is a little bit too, but it's mostly the top on this cartridge. Hair out of there. If you get a little bit on other spots, it's not really going to hurt it much. You really want to avoid the sticker though, because the peroxide can take the color right out of that. Okay, that's the top edges of that. Not too concerned with evenness on this button, just so long as the top edge is consistent, because most of that button disappears pretty well out of sight. Then what we want to do is you want to take a Ziploc bag for small things and stick the components in there, because we don't want the peroxide cream drying. Then we just seal the Ziploc, and we put it out in the sun for a couple of hours. Two major factors that affect RetroBriting are UV light, so you do want to keep the surfaces you're trying to RetroBrite in the light. So if you got one side that's, say, worse than the others, like in this case where it was just the top edge of the cartridge and the top of this button, you face them in the same direction and point them towards where the sun's going to be. If it's something like a console that's just yellowed all the way around, you more or less are going to have to rotate it during the period of the day. For RetroBriting, heat and amount of UV light are important factors. Heat just speeds things along, but the UV light is absolutely necessary. I've tried doing this with little UV lamps you can get off of Amazon. Basically, what I've seemed to have found is 24 hours under one of those lights is about the equivalent of 45 minutes to an hour under the actual sun. So in the dead of winter, the UV lights, if you get a whole bunch of them, could kind of do the job for you in a crunch, but during warmer weather, just use the sun, it's a lot easier. Okay, so it looks like that came out okay. Again, yellowing seems to be gone. On the button though, not quite so much. It's a little bit yellow still, but it was a lot yellower than the top of the cartridge. So, since I'm in no rush to fix this button, what I'll do is I'll just put it aside to go in with the next thing I do that with. I'm just going to clean cream off the top of this here. we have it. All cleaned up and ready to go.